The storm rolled over the city like a warning drum, neon lights bleeding into the soaked streets. Harlow stood alone in the mausoleum, the heavy scent of roses and candle wax clinging to the air. One by one, she cracked open the caskets lining the marble walls, not to pay her respects, but to count the stacks of cash stuffed inside. Years of laundering, payoffs, and bribes hidden in plain sight. Her late husbands, once symbols of her power, were now reduced to empty vessels holding her empire's fortune. The city eats the weak. Meanwhile, across town, Trock and Valerie, D'Angelo met in a dimly lit hotel suite, clothes scattered across the floor, their breath heavy. "You know this can't last." Trock's jaw tightened. "Just don't get sloppy. If Harlow finds out—" Elsewhere, Bambi found herself tangled in a different web. Christian Zantelli, ever the charmer, leaned in close at a low-lit jazz bar, his hand brushing hers. "You mix business with pleasure too easily." Before she could answer, her burner phone buzzed. The message was short. "We need to talk. Bring Emily." Her heart twisted. Emily Winters, her little sister, Caden's wife, caught between family loyalty and her own secrets. Across the city, Caden sat in his car outside a federal safe house, his jaw clenched as he dialed a number. "Emily." A black Escalade pulled up to a deserted warehouse on the city's edge. Supreme, a towering figure with dark glasses and a presence that commanded attention, stepped out. An OG from Kansas City with deep ties to Christian and a quiet vendetta against Goku. Christian met him at the door. "You sure you're ready to get your hands dirty again?" Supreme's grin was cold. "For the right price?" "Always." Back in the heart of the city, Goku sat in his office, the scent of expensive cigars and old leather filling the air. His men whispered about moves on the docks, whispers of betrayal in his own house. Let them talk. The game was shifting, the players moving into position, and with Emily Winters caught in the crossfire and Supreme stepping into the shadows, the next play was anyone's guess. The night swallowed the city in a haze of rain and neon, but inside the velvet lounge the air was thick with resolve. Harlow sat alone in her office, staring at the coded messages blinking on her burner phone. They spoke of chaos, whispers of Nikki's sudden reappearance, shipments rerouted, and Goku D'Angelo's crew suddenly pulling back. Trock entered quietly, his face unreadable. "Boss, you're not going to like this." Harlow glanced up, her eyes cold and sharp. "Spill it." "Word is, Nikki's been seen at the docks. Not alone. He's with someone who knows our moves too well." "Valerie D'Angelo," Harlow said quietly, the pieces falling into place. Trock hesitated. "And not just her, Lou, the fixer." Harlow's jaw tightened. "Lou's playing both sides. I should have seen that coming." Across the city, in a shadowed alley near the docks, Bambi met with Caden, her face pale, her nerves frayed. "I got the books," she said, holding up a flash drive. "But it's worse than we thought. Nikki's not just skimming, he's running his own side deals with Mrs. D'Angelo. Goku's losing control, and she's ready to burn it all down." Caden took the flash drive, slipping it into his pocket. "This is enough to put them both away. But we need to move fast. Goku's going to find out, and he's not the type to forgive." Bambi's voice trembled. "And Harlow? If she finds out I've been feeding you intel—" Back at the lounge, Harlow stood at the window, watching the rain blur the city's lights. Trock's betrayal, Nikki's schemes, and Valerie D'Angelo's ambition, they were all converging, pulling her into a storm she'd been trying to control. With a deep breath, she whispered to herself, I didn't come this far to lose now. Will Special Agent Caden bust his man? Will Bambi be found out? Tune in next to see what happens.